In this video, we face off against the Genesis as it goes a bit sideways, and I absolutely send it on the final lap into turn 1. Hello everyone and welcome back to a Gran Turismo video where we do beat the meta in that Ford GT race car. So you guys chose this car, over 34 votes I think it was. It was quite a lot of votes for this car now. So here it is, beat the meta for you. Now if you're not subscribed already, please do subscribe to the channel. We do these videos nearly every single week for beat the meta and car profiles and guides as well. If you're struggling on any particular section of Gran Turismo, I'm sure there's content on this channel to help you out. Right, we're in Beat the Meta then, and we're chasing down Genesis, which is the strongest car here. Essentially, the meta car, as somebody stacks it straight into the hairpin there as we continue on through. So that Genesis, the strongest car here at Grand Valley Highway. And what we do in Beat the Meta, or effectively what this video is all about, is beating the strongest car, beating the meta, and we've got the Ford GT race car to try and do that. Leaving this left-hander on lap number 3. They're 3 wide up ahead in in Genesis, actually. But we've got Benbow Baggins, a part of TCR. A shout-out to any member of TCR, of course. The Tidgney Community Racing Team there, which you can join as well as we go into the right-hander then, as we continue on through. Oh, the aero, all sorts of sideways then as we leave that corner. We are finally going to gain a place there, but we have been struggling versus this Genesis. So beat the meta, what we're going to do here, a last to first challenge, always in the first race. See how this car stacks up versus the rest of the field in terms of car choice. Is it competitive? Can we do it or not? I'm not too sure. At the moment, it's not looking the greatest. I will be honest with you. There has to be at least one A+ driver in here, and we can do as many races as we like until we either can't do it or we've just run out of time, which can happen as well. So we don't always win Beat the Meta, but the whole point of the series is to beat that meta, get that first place. So let's see what we can do in this video. Lorero goes into pits then. They were catching me very quickly in the rear. They don't want to be held up by me any longer as we go into left-hander, looking to try and catch up to Benbow Baggins here as we go through the right-hander. Benbow onto the dust there. Oh, into the wall. 1.5 second penalty as well for hitting that wall. We're going to get that place up into P9. Bit of an annoying penalty, that one for you, Benbow, I'm sure, as we go in the pits on lap number 8. So here at Grand Valley, you only have to pit. You don't have to change tyres, and we're definitely not changing tyres. But we're quite in P11. We haven't gained much here at all in this race. We really haven't as we continue round turn number 1. They are fighting hard up ahead. We don't really get any further, though. We are going to cross the line in P11 in this first race. And I'll be honest with you, my thinking at the moment was, we're not going to do very well here. It doesn't feel competitive at all. The Nissan, the GTR Nismo GT3 car up in the lead. Also a very strong contender here, but the Genesis is just that little bit better. Here we go in race number 3. We skip race 2, go to race number 3. You can see me there with the arrow. I'm starting in P9. So we did improve on our lap time a little bit here. All lap times I do are with that same car. I don't try and cheat and go in the strong car and then start ahead, because that would be the easy way to do this. No, we do this properly, folks. So we're going to turn 1. That GTR was catching me very quick behind. And that's one of the things I've noticed with this car. Accelerating-wise, or acceleration, it's not very good. I seem to be caught very quickly into turn 1 in every single race that I did here. Up ahead, Verstappen, Italian brother of Verstappen, of course, going through his right-hander. Has a penalty. It's not really, by the way, just to clarify that in any legal things there. Not actually Verstappen's brother. It's just a bit of a joke. Anyway, let's carry on here as we head towards the right-hander here. We've got Porsche and McLaren. Didn't see many Porsches this week. We've got Sandy Bandy looking down the inside here. I was trying to avoid the McLaren. Sandy Bandy sent it. Gets it done. What a move that is. That is an unbelievable move here as we go into the right-hander. So we're going to drop back down to P9 here, where we started in this race. We have a GTR up ahead of us. That GTR has a secret weapon, which I will talk about later on as well, as we go into the tunnel through the right-hander here, and we're going to head on out. Oh, it looks like Sandy Bandy's going into the pits. I decide against it. Get a bit of fresh air here. Hopefully pull a gap closer towards these guys, and I do catch up to them very quickly indeed. Catching up to Cypher here in the Porsche, fighting that McLaren as we go into the left-hander. Behind, we've got Laporte. Laporte is in the top 10 at the moment on time trials. Really quick driver in Gran Turismo 7. As we come through here, I slightly tapped the barrier. They slightly tapped me here, and that was unfortunate indeed. I got a bit of understeer there behind the Porsche as we head towards the right-hander then, looking to slow it down. But yeah, Laporte was behind me. I knew they were coming back through the field very quickly as we go into left-hander. They might be doing the last to first, actually, from memory. Anyway, through the right we go here, avoiding those bollards. They do give you a penalty, so you don't want to touch them, really, as we continue on. Now, I was going to do the opposite of whatever they were going to do up ahead. So if the McLaren and Porsche stay out, I go in the pits. If they go in the pits, I stay out. We go through this right-hander. I can see that they're staying towards left-hand side, so I go into the right. Laporte follows me in, maybe thinking that I'm going to just let them go, which I would do, of course. But I don't have to do that. The Genesis just goes straight on through me here to get ahead of me on the exit of the pits. And Sandy Bandy with an absolutely legendary move there going into turn 1. Gets it stopped, gets it nailed. What a move that is. Sandy Bandy gets past me there. So the overcut didn't work for me there at all. Brilliant effort, though. We have Stefanzi behind me. Shout out to Stefanzi. Does stream on Twitch, as you can tell by their name. Stefanzi, a world finalist, of course, and one who have raced at the world finals as well. As we go into the right-hander, Stefanzi looking to get the move done in that legendary Castrol Supra as we continue on out. Not going to quite work there as we advance a bit further on in lap number 3. Slowing it down in the tunnel. Bit of oversteer there in this car. This is MR, of course, so it does mean it does have a bit of oversteer moments occasionally as we go through the left. That was very close to the board there by Sandy Bandy as we continue on out of here and continue on the start finish. Oh, a little bit too close then. I said it was close. Sandy Bandy with a 0.5 second penalty, so if we can stay in touch with Sandy Bandy, we should get past. And you can see there we're closing down the GTR. Very quick closing speed on the GTR then, so we can match the GTR in terms of speed then as we go in and through turn 1. Stefanzi was looking around the outside. That's not going to work here. And here's the secret weapon of the Nissan GTR. Apparently, in the Ford GT race car, you can't follow a GTR because it has severe washouts. I'm having to lift a lot here, and it's only the GTR I've had this. Like, literally, when I'm behind the Genesis, I'm absolutely fine. But that GTR, I just get washout for days. What do you mean by washout? The car just understeers off. Literally, it does not want to turn. It's like it has no downforce whatsoever. I'm going to head in towards left-hander with the Liverpool Football Club machine up ahead as we go into left-hander. I'm actually live really close to Liverpool, actually. Sandy Bandy, if you really want to know. Anyway, we advance further on lap number 9. Sandy Bandy took the penalty, of course. Nothing really changed in that race. I come home in P7. Not too bad. 16:39 race time. I need to improve on that, really. I really do. Only just 16:39 there as well. So what we're going to do, I did a few more races, and then we're going to jump to race number 8, where I've got a 1:46.259. That is a top 200 time, and I'm still not starting in pole position. Very frustrating. We do have a GTR and a Genesis up ahead. Still A+ drivers in this. Remember, that is one of the rules. And if you're not subscribed already and not enjoyed this video so far, make sure you do subscribe it and make sure you like the video, because I'm sure you're enjoying it if you're this far into the video. I'm sure of it. Right, up ahead, we're going to go through this corner. I noticed they stay out, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to go in the pits here. I'm going to try an undercut, actually, because they were struggling a little bit with a bit of oversteer. I was like, I can beat these guys. And Carter had raced in the previous race, and I know I was quicker in race pace. So that was my plan. We go to lap number 8. Yeah, nothing much happened in this race. We've got Morlock going completely the opposite direction there on the bridge. And it looks like Zox there up ahead is involved in that incident as we continue on round. So can we beat Andrea and Carhal now? Not sure where the other driver has gone here as we continue on. There they are. They're coming out the pits here. We head towards turn 1. We've got the overspeed here. Hard on the brakes we go. We get ahead of Carhal, but not ahead of Andrea. Andrea in that Nissan GTR stays ahead here. You can see my lap times have come down over the races. 1:47.4, my fastest at the moment. I have had a 0.2 in the races. So I should have, if I really got those laps, could have maybe been a bit closer here to Andrea, or maybe even past. And look at that washout again with the GTR. I have no idea what it is about that GTR. It's only the GTR I suffer this with. I'm actually in a sandwich for the Nismo. I'm in a Nismo sandwich there, folks. Lots of oversteer for Andrea on the exit then as we head through the left-hander. And through this midsection we go. Just fast forwarding this a little bit because it's just status quo as we get onto the bridge then. They go right, they go left. They're trying to break this slipstream as we go hard on the brakes and into the tunnel, slowing it down nicely here. So going to the right, we're so close to Andrea then as we go into the left-hander. Race number 8 here. Can we finally beat the meta? Through the right we go. We accelerate out of here. We are within 0.3 of a second in that slipstream. But of course, in the tunnel, there is a corner. We're going to get a bit of washout here. So hopefully it's not too bad then. Through the right we go then. You're seeing that washout now as we go out wide. We get closer and closer and closer to this GTR. We go towards the right. They just nip right a little bit. They get a bump draft from that. And I will tell you now, I was not too happy with that as we come across the line in P2. Under 1/10 of a second off the lead there. It was a good end to the race, but I was a bit frustrated with that little bit of a bump draft. Gotta be honest, it was still a slight move. Cheeky, very cheeky, I will say. Look at all those Genesis down there. Unfortunately, folks, I didn't beat the meta this week. I did do a couple more races after that one. They weren't very entertaining, so they're not in here. But P2 is all I could get. The Genesis is just too good at this track. It really is OP here. It's a true meta car at this Grand Valley Highway circuit. And I'd argue setups have something to play with this, okay? Because setups make cars a bit better. I did use a setup on the Ford GT. That's in the description. But they also make the better cars even better as well. So, yeah, tricky one for me there. does mean that we do have to visit the Ford GT race car at some point, and we are going to have a car profile with it as well. So you see there, we've done 20 cars so far in terms of first place. I'm showing you them in the background right now. We jumped to then, we've actually done 24 cars at the moment. But you see the Ford GT race car, 34 votes, only came second then in Beat the Meta this time. It could win, but you've got to get a very lucky lobby, and I could be there for 20, 30 races, and I really don't want to do that. Now, if you haven't seen your favorite car, have a car profile, or do Beat the Meta, or you want to see one of those second place cars, do Beat the Meta, put your vote in the comments. I add up all the votes and I put them into this table, and you can see where those cars sit. We've had actually some votes for the old Lexus now there as well. A few people asking, is that any good versus the newer one? Well, we'll find out at some point. Of course, there are 48 cars, I believe, from memory, in Group 3. There we go. There's all 48 then that you've seen in the background. Make sure you get the vote in for your best. But as I say, I could only get P2. I could be there for days trying to get the right lobby or a lucky lobby or whatever it might be. I didn't beat the meta. We have to win in these races, and we haven't won this week. I don't always win. So make sure you are going to like this video and subscribe to the channel to make sure you can check out the video where perhaps I do win in this car in the future. A big thank you for watching as always. I do appreciate all the support you give me on the channel. Honestly, it's massive, and I can't believe actually how big this channel is now, to be honest with you. And we do have a special coming up very soon. As I say, my logo's there if you want to subscribe. Beat the meta from a previous week there for you, and a car profile there as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in another video or live stream again very soon.